Hello, my dear Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. I'm Michaela. Welcome to my astrology channel, Today Energy. And this video is a monthly astrological forecast for the upcoming month of July. July will be quite exciting month. The planet Mercury, which finally is out of retrograde motion and out of its slow phase, is moving quite quickly on the sky, making a lot of aspects with other planets, including your ruler Jupiter. So we will have a lot of hustle and bustle, interest, meetings, social events, and a desire for knowledge and for expansion of our horizons. At the same time, in July, we will collectively feel the harder influence, kind of like a push from the planet Pluto. And at the end of the month, it's going to be an interesting time, really, the last week of July. First thing first, your ruler Jupiter will turn to go retrograde. And also we have reactivation of the square between Saturn and Uranus. This is the energy we all felt in certain extent, some of us more, some of us less, throughout the whole 2021. That's this Uranian push to make the quantum leap into the future, to be free, to be independent, to be excited. And because it's a square, of course, it's a tough energy of adjustment and action, but at the same time compromises, with Saturnian energy, which is about rules, obstacles, time, regulations, traditional things, things from the past, self-doubt, and so on. So whatever you feel now at the end of July, because this square will be kind of reignited, re-triggered, you will feel it once again, or kind of the events happening now in late July will resonate with us or come to some conclusion, some ending, some final decisions this autumn. Because lastly, for the last time, Saturn and Uranus will square each other in September, October, and then already this tension will go away. But let's focus now on July. Starting from the beginning, on the 2nd of July, we have the two aggressive, frankly said, planets squaring each other. That's Mars in Aries squaring Pluto in Capricorn. Of course, this is an intense day for all of us. We might feel some kind of push, control, contradictions, arguments, irritation. In your case, Mars is in 5th house, making you passionate, making you want to spend time with your loved one or with your children. Mars in 5th house is a lot about creativity, art, business, or hobbies, while Pluto in your 2nd house wants money. Pluto is about very heavy stuff, a lot of things. Pluto is quite extreme planet. So in your case, it can be some kind of push from financial institution, or maybe control from work. Maybe it's you have to be very controlling regarding your finances. Yeah, so on one hand, Mars wants to spend money on holidays, on pleasure, on people you love, and on the other side, Pluto is very encapsulated. Pluto is like big power concentrated in a small intense area of I don't know, energy, for example. But Pluto can explode, especially now poked by Mars. It can bring some quite explosive events. But in your case, it might be some irritation because of spendings, or because you have to work double or triple. At the same time, if we use wisely this interaction between these two planets, of course, you can have great ambitions awaken to exactly earn more money, and possibly even through things you love doing, through your hobbies. Maybe your hobby eventually will be turning into a business, profitable one besides, because Pluto represents finances and business institutions and people with power and authority. The same day, Thanks God, we have a beautiful aspect between Mercury in Gemini, very happy planet in its own sign, and Uranus in Aquarius. So this trine gives us very structured thought and confident self-expression. We can rely on our rational mind, which is good in this case, not to give in to irritation and bubbly hot, fiery emotions. And in your case, Mercury is in 7th house, Saturn is in 3rd house. So this day you can have really brilliant opportunity to communicate with loved ones, with clients, with business partners. It can be, you can receive some useful advices, information, how to deal properly with the situation. Maybe consultants will help you with important info. Maybe you will be signing some good, important, long-lasting contracts, agreements, and documents. On the 5th of July, the tension goes down because Mars moves out of fiery, combative Aries into the peaceful and easygoing, earthy Taurus. Taurus for you is your 6th house, Sag. So wherever Mars goes, there we feel ambitions and desires, and we put our energy into this area of life. So for you, it's work. So once again, work is on the table. Cooperation with colleagues, maybe reorganization of the office space, and of course health. Mars in the 6th house can be great for running, going to fitness, doing some exercises. Maybe you will start a course of Tai Chi, Bagua, Karate, or some kind of martial art. Yeah, because Mars is a lot of drive and energy, and it's good to invest it correctly, focus in, direct it, because otherwise it can lead to, of course, burnout, literally burnout at work, exhaustion, arguments, conflicts with colleagues and employees, for instance. And of course, we have to be careful with injuries during our trainings and exercises. Or, for example, 6th house is also how we fix things and how we deal with problems. So you will be very brave to face your problems, help other people, that's great. And also maybe you will be doing some home repairment stuff, because Mars is like a little engineer sometimes, or at least like do it yourself kind of energy. So you can do a lot of productive activities also in your home. On the same day, 5th of July, Mercury goes into Cancer, and on the 18th, Venus follows into Cancer as well. And for you, Cancer is your 8th house of shared resources, finances, support by others, psychological, emotional, and of course financial and intimate relationships. So you will be very able to communicate your needs, right, with Mercury in this area. Venus here can bring great trust and pleasure to spend time and share with your special significant other, as well as Venus can bring here really the financial support, whether by your partner, family, bank, business institution, governmental support, and so on. On the 9th, we have an exciting day. Mercury squares Jupiter. So Jupiter is your ruler. Of course, it's a very benefic planet altogether. So on this day, we can have grandiose ideas, optimistic thoughts, like sky is the limit, you know, everything is possible regarding Mercury, our mind. In your case, also Mercury represents your partners. So it's some kind of interaction between you and partners. Because it's a square, it might be a little bit of a quarrels or things you need to talk through and adjust. And at the same time, we talk here about your 8th, 5th houses, so it can be a very passionate day indeed. So, you know, arguments with a partner can end up in a night of passion, for example. That's a good aspect for people who would like to conceive, right, to have children. At the same time, we have here touching the areas of your hobby and your business. So, plus Mercury squaring your ruler will give you perhaps some very good ideas concerning maybe your professional business development, concerning your love life, your children, your hobbies. So also it can be as passionate in private sense as well as a profitable day for business and money. On the 13th, we have a full moon at 21 degrees Capricorn, and that's your second house. Remember, here is Pluto wanting you to be very focused and serious towards your budget, your finances, your work, how you make money, your self-esteem. And this full moon illuminates exactly these topics, because during full moon, the moon itself is like a big torch, like a beacon that shines the light on specific areas, so you have clarity. What do you earn, how to spend it, where do you stand regarding your finances and budget, what do you want to buy, is it worth it, how do you take care of your body, how do you feed yourself, because second house is also nutrition and food, so it could be about the body and health as well. And full moon, of course, can be a culmination, possibly finishing some work project before going on holidays and receiving your deserved salary and money, of course. Oh, for the Sagittarius who are listening to this and are, say, singers or performers, second house is this area of the body, the neck, right, and the voice. So maybe it means a concert or recording a video podcast and performing and the way that other people listen to you and hear you properly. So working with your self-expression and voice. On the same day, Venus is trining Saturn. Venus 7th house, that's lovely for love, and Saturn in the 3rd house. So once again, a great day for communication, for meeting people, for listening to people's advice, receiving important information, travel together maybe. Maybe accountant will help you readjusting your papers, accountancy and budget all together, or you will be sharing this and asking advice of your partner, maybe business partners as well. On the 16th, we have a Mercury in exact conjunction with the Sun. Now here the timing is important, because it's a very special hour, let's say, in which Mercury is precisely conjunct the Sun. Mercury is the messenger of the gods, and the Sun is like highest representation of life, because this is the star, or in astrology it's perceived as planet that gives us literally life on Earth, right? For animals, for plants, and for us, we're not living in a long night and eternal darkness thanks to the Sun. So basically, the precise conjunction where I live, and it's Sofia, Bulgaria, that's Eastern European Daylight Saving Time, it's at 10:15 p.m. You would like, if you wish, you can recalculate this for your time zone, because in this minute, in this hour, it's nice to be kind of on your own, you know, relax, breathe in, breathe out, meditate, listen to your thoughts, because Mercury might deliver to all of us some important messages, some, well, in a sense of insights, aha moments, some plans, visions about the future. And in your case, this happens in your 8th house. So more clarity about your intimate relationships, maybe whether you should be or shouldn't be with this person, what you can share with them. It's about trust. It's about your own inner world, emotions, psyche. Yeah, 8th house is often the crisis situations in life, situations like life and death. That's why sometimes 8th house can bring some relative perishing and leaving inheritance, for instance, as other people's money. But at the same time, 8th house can give also pregnancy, because it gives also life, right? So maybe just important revelations regarding, again, your finances, but in this case more like who can support you, maybe in your hobby or business plans. 18th and 20th are tough days, frankly, because on the 18th Mercury opposes Pluto and on the 20th the Sun opposes Pluto. So those 2 days each of us might feel like me alone against a system, some heavy machine like, I don't know, the government or a bank institution or tax office. Because Pluto is really big power and something very large and very massive. Of course, with such aspect, there might be some truth coming to the surface, possibly about government, about business, but maybe even in our personal lives, because Pluto, even though he tends to collect things and keep them inside for a long time, like holding grudges, traumas, fears. But then the ultimate goal of Pluto is to expose, to release, to let go in order to heal and to kind of get back our own power for ourselves. By the way, with this opposition, Mercury-Pluto, this feels like a full moon for Mercury and Pluto, not for the Sun and the Moon, which means like peak point of some process that started, like usually full moon, it's a culmination of a process that started on a new moon, right? The conjunction between the Sun and the Moon. Well, in this case, maybe we have started something on a conjunction of Mercury and Pluto. And the last time they conjunct was last winter. 3 times Mercury being direct, retrograde, and then direct again, rolled over Pluto. So that's significant, that's important. December 2021, January and February 2022. So maybe you should remember what you have started, initiated back then, because now everything that was planned, seeded, started, then now can come to fruition. And guess what? It's again your 8th and 2nd houses. So those are the areas of your natal chart which talk about finances, security, money, possessions, income, what we receive, what we give, what we share, and what we keep for ourselves, right? So you will have to find this balance. And of course, maybe you will be going to a bank to ask for a credit or something in this regard. Maybe even you are working with clients and they are now, like you have so many clients as 2nd house work, right? And they also give you tips and they like tip you, right? And they are so happy with your services, and so they invest also money in you. So 18th and 20th, then the Sun as well opposing Pluto, culmination in some financial process, or maybe we're talking about your own self-esteem as per 2nd house, and 8th house is dealing with your inner insecurities, fears, pain and trauma. Eventually you will have to heal them as well and release and let go in order to progress in your life. On the 19th, Mercury goes into Leo, and on the 22nd, the Sun as well goes into Leo, which is great because Sun is the ruler of this sign. So while the Sun transits Leo for a month, the Sun will be extremely generous and happy with all of us. For you, this is your 9th house. You, Sagittarius, classically, traditionally, you rule the 9th house topics. That is, so in this case, studies, traveling, meeting people, expressing your opinion, publishing, becoming famous, becoming popular, becoming a teacher, a coach, a guru will be for you on the spotlight. So you can achieve a lot and even possibly some success in legal matters as well. Meeting some foreigners, maybe second marriage for some of you. At the very least, some exciting travels. From the 26th to the 31st, Mercury, going through Leo, is very active, doing aspects to the planets which are currently transiting the other fixed sign, Taurus. So Mercury will square them one by one. First, Mercury squares Mars, then Uranus, and then Rahu, the North Karmic Lunar Node. So we already mentioned at the beginning of the video that Taurus is your 6th house of your natal chart. So a lot of action is going on regarding your work. Your daily routine is definitely not boring now, isn't it, Sagittarius? And of course your health. So Mars gives here a lot of energy, maybe a little nervous excitement, or even a lot, because Uranus is representation of nervous system, and electricity. So you are like on fire, literally. Sagittarius, you should be careful with electrical appliances, internet, and fire on a daily basis, right? Because that's a lot of active energy in 6th house. Of course, it might also indicate a lot of chores to do at home or at work. Maybe you're very busy. Yeah, there are some professions that are super occupied, busy in the summer, right? You might be learning to work with some modern technologies. Uranus is everything unconventional. It's science, it's astrology, astronomy, aviation, technological advancements. And Rahu is the new generation. It's everything exotic. It's Rahu and Uranus are conjuncting on the 31st of July. That's a really big deal. That's like a reminder of the eclipses we had in Taurus specifically already 2 times. We will have more of them in the autumn. That's like about wanting to jump into the future. In your case, it's about health, really. Maybe you are now prone to experiment with untraditional, or on the other hand, very traditional, like Chinese medicine. Maybe it's about some vibrations, magnets, MRT, right? This like the tunnel style machines that are scanning your body. Maybe you're meeting some very unorthodox healers, doctors, or colleagues that would introduce you to cryptocurrency or some really new technologies. And because Mercury squares them from your 9th house, so clearly you have to learn about those, or you can already teach about them. Maybe you are indeed the beacon of the progress. Usually Sagittarius, you are future oriented, you want to experiment, you're pretty bored if nothing is going on in your life professionally and on daily basis. So here you have big chance to steer things up. But remember what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have this tiny obstacle, which is actually not tiny at all, and that's Saturn in Aquarius. And on the 31st, we also have another important aspect. That's Mercury again in 9th house, opposing Saturn in your 3rd house. So Mercury in 9th house wants to believe, to have faith, to be optimistic, to travel, to expand knowledge and horizon, while Saturn in the 3rd house talks about responsibilities towards your local environment, towards your own studies. Saturn doesn't believe just things. Saturn wants hard studies in this case. Usually it's about hard work, to learn the facts, to go to an exam, to take the exam honestly, really with with self-discipline. Saturn wants you to take in consideration your neighbors, your neighborhood, your siblings, cousins, relatives. So maybe you want to travel somewhere. Maybe an international company is offering you some business deal and relocation, but in this case, Saturn is still doing the delays. Maybe you first need to learn the language or arrange the visa, the relocation documents, improve your skills before you can shine and be the progress bringer at work, for instance, or become such a doctor who works with acupuncture, for instance, right? So don't worry, wherever is feels like a tension here because of this triangle on the sky between Mercury, Saturn, that's the opposition, right? And the energy comes out as of this pressure cooker through explosive Uranus and future oriented North Node, and also Mars is there. adding some spices and fire through work with something much more efficient and modern. Maybe it's about work smart, not hard. But Saturn, in this case, disagrees. This triangle on the sky, it's called the T-square in fixed signs. Fixed signs don't like sudden changes. They are very stressed about it because fixed signs are about maintaining, growing what we all have achieved, and not moving further before you are sure that your project is well taken care of and developed, which is good, right? But in this case, Uranus is shaking up the fixed signs quite a lot in this years. So my point is that maybe the decisions shouldn't be taken right now at the end of July. Maybe it's gonna be taken, the resolution will come after the final square between Saturn and Uranus in autumn this year. Last but not least, on the 28th, we have a new moon at 5 degrees of Leo. That's your 9th house. So new horizons opening for you, new friends from abroad, travels, exciting education projects, opening blogs, websites, publishing your thesis, and maybe even some new legal case, right? This new moon conjuncts the asteroid series that talks about care, motherhood, protection, food. Maybe you are attending a food tour, you're traveling somewhere, or you start being a tourist guide. This new moon is trined by your ruler Jupiter, so it's very promising, it's very optimistic. And Jupiter is in your 5th house. Besides, as I mentioned, Jupiter will go retrograde. So from the 26th of July till the 1st of August, you might feel a bit confused, like on a crossroad. Should I stay or should I go? Like where I'm headed, right? Reevaluating maybe your life, your future projects, your plans, because Jupiter rules you, but also Jupiter rules your 4th house. So there might be a focus on these days while the planet is stationary, not even moving, preparing to change direction. Those are very important days. So basically in the public space it can be definitely about Jupiterian topics like court cases, legal matters, morality, maybe war tribunals, because Jupiter in Aries is about war in a sense as well. But yeah, for you it's home base, where to live, how to take care of your family, and being in the 5th house. Maybe you are considering children, or as a children metaphorically can be your hobby, your business. Also possibly the focus is on your love life. Maybe you're deciding whether to move on with your partner, to have a house together, relocate somewhere together, maybe start a family, right? Or maybe even separation if this doesn't happen. Well, dear Sagittarius, that's how July looks like for you. Very interesting month. Thank you so much for watching, liking and sharing my videos. That really helps me and my channel grow and develop professionally. I wish you a wonderful, interesting, exciting, useful, a successful month of July. Take care of yourself and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.